Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. And coming up on this edition of Inside Golf, we're going to have Marty Emino join us. Marty, of course, Communications Director of the Golf Association of Philadelphia. He'll be introducing us to 4 of the award winners, the annual GAP Awards presented recently. And our Teed Off panel will have another golf topic to kind of kick around. So stay with us. All that and more coming up on Inside Golf. The 24th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 50 courses, over 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia, building game changers. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By Gap, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf, and celebrating their centennial year. Take time to thank your local men and women PGA professionals.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Today we're going to introduce you to 4 recent winners of the Golf Association of Philadelphia's annual awards. To make the introductions, Marty Emino, the Director of Communications with GAP, who kind of introduces us to an oldie but a goodie and also a newcomer on the block.
Thank you, Harry. Jeff Osberg remains the most dominant force in GAP with a 4th William Hyman III Player of the Year award in the last 6 years. Upstart Josh Ryan, hopeful to emulate Osberg's feat one day, established himself as Philadelphia's top junior in 2020. Osberg added to his Player of the Year collection by setting a piece of GAP history. He joined Chris Lang of Overbrook as the only 2 players to complete GAP's career Major Slam. Osberg did so with a victory in the Middle Amateur Championship at Ledge Rock in October, a come-from-behind win.
I really thought that I'd been preparing better each year for the Mid-Am. Just had a couple minor mistakes, didn't putt overly well. And then, the second day I kind of took the same approach I always have, which is just try to play well. And I don't think it was until the 18th hole that I looked to try to see, was there anything I needed to do on the last hole to put myself in contention, and saw at that time that I was leading. I was very happy and relieved to finally win that one. It had been something that was really a goal of mine for a long time, and to finally be able to check that off and not have to worry about that one tournament each year being a focal point, I was really pleased with.
Ironically, it was a par save on Ledge Rock's 17th that proved the difference.
I think anytime you play the 17th hole at Ledge Rock, you're a little terrified. Got away with a really poor second shot to not have it go in the bunker or have it go in the cross hazard that was there. At that point in time, I figured, just get it on the green, make bogey. Obviously hit a great shot on 17 and converted for par, but I think that was instrumental in having me pull that one out.
That win, combined with strong showings in the Amateur, Patterson Cup, and Open, resulted in 870 points and a second straight POI. He fell in a 3-way playoff for the Patterson Cup at the 1912 Club, but made another bit of history a few days later. He defeated Zach Barbin, the Patterson Cup champion, ironically enough, in a Silver Cross playoff. That made it 5 silver crosses for Osberg. He now trails only the legendary J. Wood Platt and his 7 for that prestigious award. The Silver Cross combines scores from the qualifying rounds of the Amateur and the Patterson Cup.
When you look at the possibilities of being able to chase something that just somebody with the legacy of J. Wood Platt has in Philadelphia, it really gets you more focused on how important the Silver Cross is and just how important it is to be part of the history here in Philadelphia. And not, I don't really try to push too much outside of my comfort zone, and I've been fortunate that it's resulted in me being in contention a lot of times. And I think obviously the more you put yourself in contention, the more comfortable you get with it. And I've been lucky that a lot of the wins have fallen my way. But obviously I came out that day, was very motivated to want to compete. Was fortunate to be able to pull off a win there against Zach and continue the chase to try to catch J. Wood Platt at 7.
17-year-old Josh Ryan took his first junior PLY with a pair of scintillating performances. In Gap, Ryan captured the Junior Boys Championship at his new home club, the 1912 Club. Ryan survived a playoff to make match play before sweeping through the field and ultimately defeating Spring Mill Country Club's Corey Haydu 6-4 in the final.
In the qualifying round, I was 4 over through I think like 12, and the cut was 2 over. So I had to birdie 16 and then made like a 20-footer on 18 to get into a playoff, to get into the championship flight. Then the next one we had to come back, do a playoff, and I got up and down from 50 yards for par on 1 to advance to the next hole, and then birdied 18 to get into my first match. So 18 was kind of a key hole all week. Then I played Win Thomas. It was back and forth. I think I got up early, then he came back on the back, and I think I had to make a 20-footer to advance the match into the playoff hole. So it was very tight all week. Then I won the first playoff hole, so I won 19 holes. Next match, I played Shane Lawler. Played pretty good. I think I was like 1, 2 under. I think I won like 4 and 3. Woke up the next day, played Jake Maloney. That was a fun match. It was kind of close the whole day. I was 1 up for most of the day. He just was hanging in there. I was hanging in there, just trying not to make any big numbers. I chipped in on 15, and that was big because I think I parred the next hole to win 3 and 2. That was probably one of the best rounds of the year. Not too many mistakes, but I think I was like 5 under that afternoon, so it just was nice to finish off the tournament with a really good round.
A few weeks later in mid-July, Ryan surprised many, including himself, with a victory in the Pennsylvania Golf Association's R.J. Siegel Amateur Match Play Championship, an event open to top amateurs of all ages.
It was my first time ever playing the Siegel, and I just was trying to qualify. That was the one thing. I didn't have any expectations. Just trying to qualify and shoot a low number. I shot, I think, 4 under in qualifying. So I never played the course before. The putter got hot again. And it just felt really nice to make birdies. I think I had like 7 birdies in the first qualifying round. So it was really, really nice to see it go in. And then that just carried over into the next round. And it was a lot of fun.
The memorable year became even more so when Ryan committed to Liberty University.
I've always been interested in Liberty. I think I first reached out when I was in like 8th grade. I always wanted to go to a Christian school, so that was always high on my list. But once Liberty offered, I kind of had the feeling like that's where I'm supposed to be. It's a dream come true. Always wanted to play D1 golf. Hopefully we have a great season.
There's more to the ultimate driving machine than you might think. Multiple forces converging to create something uncontainable. Introducing the ultimate first-of-its-kind machine. The ultimate hair-raising machine. And the ultimate peace of mind machine. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in to lease a 2021 BMW 330i xDrive sedan for $439 per month.
They're not just familiar faces. They're your friends and neighbors. It's their small businesses, a beating heart that makes a neighborhood a home. The places with a pick-me-up, or a story that inspires, where you can share a taste of comfort with the personal touch that makes our world shine a little brighter. Support small and make a big difference. Make it local. Make it Main Street. Make it Montco.
And welcome back. Inside Golf continues as we continue our introductions of two recent GAP Award winners, this time from the senior division. And once again, here's GAP's Marty Emino.
In GAP's two senior divisions, it was a new name and a familiar face earning 2020 Player of the Year honors. The senior POY went to Paul Ragowitz of Yardley Country Club. In his second year on the 55 and older circuit, Ragowitz edged Little Mill's Adam Armagast by a scant 2.5 points for his first year-end honor. The division clincher came courtesy of a second place finish in the 50th Senior Amateur Championship at Old York Road Country Club. It was an event originally slated for Wilmington Country Club's South Course before COVID-19 travel requirements necessitated a change.
I know that it was supposed to be held in Delaware, and then when I heard that the venue was changed to Old York Road, that really made me focus on that for the year. Yeah, the first day I played very well, and I can remember being, I think I was even par with maybe 1 or 2 holes to go, and you know, anytime you're around even par in any amateur event, you know that you're doing pretty well, and that especially on that golf course. And I can't remember exactly, but I know I made a bogey coming in, and I got to the 18, and I hit a bad tee shot.
Ragowitz carded an opening round 71 in the Senior Am to earn a spot in the tournament's final group. As it turned out, that pairing became a de facto college reunion. He and eventual senior amateur champion Chris Feger Jr. were Temple teammates back in the day.
He had a very unique game, and his game really didn't change. But we had a moment on the first green, which I said in a previous interview, that we're on the green, and I'm thinking, I bet you this is the last time I played with him. And then it dawned on me, we probably even had wooden clubs, which I mentioned. And we had a laugh about it, we talked about it, and sure enough, that's kind of what we both remembered.
Ragowitz entered the Player of the Year conversation with a runner-up performance in the Brewer Cup to Jeff Frazier of Carlisle Country Club. Though this is Ragowitz's first year-end honor, he is not without a GAP track record. He was the runner-up in the 2006 Amateur Championship to Kyle Davis. Soon thereafter, he stepped away from the GAP scene to follow his daughter Jackie and support her golfing successes.
She qualified for the women's AM and the women's junior AM. So that took a lot of time, and then all the AJGA events in between. So my summer golf really wasn't what I was doing. So I was still playing, and I enjoyed it, and I played a lot in the wintertime, but I just wasn't focused on, my own accomplishments at that time. But when the GAP opportunity came up again, it was fun. I can remember just being excited, like, I'm a rookie,
The familiar face of Don Donatoni once again took top billing in the Super Senior Player of the Year race. Now age 72, this was Donatoni's 8th straight Super Senior POY.
It's a tremendous honor to win one Player of the Year, let alone 8, and 8 consecutive. When I look back, I realized that the level of competition in the Golf Association of Philadelphia is extremely high, and reflecting back, it's an achievement that I'm so proud of, and maybe it's a testament that I've been able to keep myself in good health, and been able to make crucial putts when I needed to, because everybody's out there to win, and winning Player of the Year is a tremendous achievement and accomplishment that I'm very proud of.
Donatoni continues to be a season-long model of consistency. Mr. Steady cruised to his 4th Senior Amateur Championship with a 4-shot victory. The win also propelled him to a record 6th Super Senior Silver Cross Award.
Yeah, the Senior Am was extremely important, in terms of points, in terms of the Player of the Year. It was a little bit of a uphill battle, but I relished the competition and the challenge. And I made a really good par on a hole that maybe I was looking at double bogey, but I was able to make par, and that really got me going and made me comfortable going down the stretch, and I was able to finish it off. You can't have one really bad round. It just knocks you out. So in order to come out on top and win the Silver Cross is particularly rewarding because it's a testament to your level of play, your consistency in your level of play throughout the year. And I was able to do that, and because of my performance in the senior am, it just got me over the top. So I was very, very proud. Anytime you win the Silver Cross, you know, it's like winning a major. It's extremely exciting, and I've enjoyed some success, you know, in that regard.
Donatoni put himself in the Player of the Year contention with a runner-up finish in the Brewer Cup to Chuck Dowds, a top 5 showing in the Chapman Cup, and a top 10 performance in the Warner Cup. Still, the year was not without its challenges. He faced a couple of health concerns, non-COVID related, in 2020.
I had concerns that I wouldn't be able to compete at the level that I expected to. You know, I had a rotator cuff tear, and if anybody's had anything like that before, they understand the pain you go through to rehabilitate, you know, that tear. And also, I had a little bit of arthritis, you know, flare up in my lower back. So the combination of the rotator cuff tear and the arthritis, I mean, think about getting over a ball and trying to hit a ball, and you know you're going to feel pain. So I did as much rehabilitation and stretching and painkillers and whatever I could to, you know, reduce that level of pain so it wouldn't slip into my head, you know, when I was out playing. I don't know, what do they say about good athletes? You know, athletes play when they're hurt, and I was able to get through it. So yeah, it was a little bit of a scare, but you know, everything worked out okay.
Congratulations to all our 2020 Players of the Year. We're looking forward to another successful season in 2021. Reporting for GAP, I'm Marty Emino.
Thanks, Marty. Yeah, the 2021 season is already well underway, and Inside Golf will be keeping you up to date on what's happening in the world of GAP. All right, stay with us. Coming up next, our teed-off panel.
What happens to the Masters and the U.S. Open? And I don't know, but these are questions that have to be asked. But
Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now. We're at Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin on a beautiful day, and this is our teed-off segment of Inside Golf. Back with us again, first time in a while, second time in a while actually, Harry Mays from radio fame. He does Swing It and Ding It, does a daily podcast too, right?
Daily radio show on
Daily
Sports Map
radio
and
unbelievable.
YouTube.
Busy guy. Oscar Mestri, first year president, Golf Association of Philadelphia. Great player at Overbrook, recently won the Low-Am in the Senior Open for the state of Pennsylvania at Lehigh. He said you got to put it in the right spot on every green, and you must have done that, my man. You did it. Way to go.
Thank you, Harry.
Mike Kern, formerly with the Philly Daily News.
I didn't finish second at the
You did
PA.
not?
No, I did not.
You're not old enough to qualify for the senior.
Oh.
We won't go there. Harry, recently, a lot of buzz about this Super League. Money apparently coming from the Middle East, maybe millions of dollars. They'd have what, teams, 40-some guys on 12 teams competing. The PGA Tour has come back and said, you guys want to sign up for that? Good luck, you're out of here. Where's this thing going to wind up, do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it may end up in the same place that the soccer league that they were trying to start a couple of weeks ago ended, and that was nowhere. You know, like you said, the PGA Tour, the European Tour, any of these other tours is going to fight like you know what to keep this from happening. I don't really know. I know there's all this money coming from those Arab countries. We already have World Golf Championships. We've already got majors that involve guys from all around the world. I don't know, is there room on the calendar for all these additional events?
Probably not.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, the reason we have World Golf Championships, Mike, I think, is because 30-some years ago, Greg Norman, an Australian, brought up the idea of taking the elite players from the PGA Tour and doing basically what is being talked about here.
But you got to. There's a couple things. First of all, is if 20 or 30 guys do decide to participate in this thing, which I don't think they will, but who knows? What happens to the PGA Tour? If the top 20 players are playing in some other league, am I going to care about what happens to the Masters and the U.S. Open? And I don't know, but these are questions that have to be asked. But if you're going to throw around enough money at some people, and some people want that money,
So you're saying possibility?
I tend to believe not.
Right.
For the same reasons like Harry said with the soccer, it sounded like a good idea, then everybody said, no, let's hold on here. But if some people come in with such a level of money that some of these golfers, and Rory's already come out against it, but Phil was because Phil's 51 and he can't compete anymore. So if somebody's going to throw Phil, even though he doesn't need the money, but if they're going to throw a boatload of money at you, but like people saying, well, there's only room for so many leagues. No, if the top 30 players are playing over here, nobody's going to pay attention to the Texas Open that's happening over here. That's just the way it goes.
And Oscar, I think, Rory was pretty adamant in saying, and the way he kind of put it was, well, if all you want is money, well, then fine, go get it. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Rory, come on. I mean, it's nice to win, but it's also nice to win because you get $1.5 million every time you win.
Sure.
Okay. Second, what if, and this hasn't come out yet, what if the Masters says, hey, you guys want to have a world tour? We don't. PGA Tour kicks you out. You're still invited to play in the Masters. Now, you don't think that's going to change some people's minds, including Rory McIlroy?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think what Rory said was that he still is battling for a place in golf history, and golf history is defined by majors. And if you make it, if it's mutually exclusive that you cannot play in the golf majors while chasing the money in the Super League, then the Super League is doomed to fail, most likely, right? Except for players that maybe are past their prime, and for entertainment value or a pension or whatever, however they're valuing this, they're going to go chase the dollar. But I think that what everybody's been saying here, I think it's got a major uphill climb, and the PGA Tour has got valves they can open and close to prevent this from happening.
The Masters can do what it wants, pretty much.
Yep.
U.S. Open is. U.S. Open, the PGA Championship, which is run by the PGA of America, and the Open Championship, I don't know if they're just going to say, yeah, go over there and play, and then come play in the Open. I don't know how that would work.
You're exactly right. And the PGA Tour has no control, but I mean, on the surface of running those events that they're not involved in any majors.
Rory could go qualify for the U.S. Open and qualify for the Open Championship.
Saying.
Yeah, you could do that.
That's what I mean. And Mike or Harry, all it would take would be 2 or 3 big names. Forget about Rory. Phil, even though Phil was at the twilight,
no, I think it would take like a Dustin Johnson, guys of that.
And like you said, you take those guys out of the mix on a week-to-week basis, Harry.
Then where's the
PGA
interest?
Tour is like, hello, where's the leverage?
Right. And the point that again was made earlier, how much can you fit on the calendar? At the end of the day, these guys now are finely tuned athletes, and they're protecting their calendar as much as anybody. They're not looking for more dates to play. Right. Something's got to give,
but there would be overlap. The Super League could play on the same week that the Texas Open is going on, and then you see who watches who. I don't.
Right.
And that's watch is the key word. TV. Yeah. Yep. Some maverick is going. Whether it's Fox
Amazon.
or somebody else is going to say, okay, CBS. They want to keep their relationship with the tour. But hey, Fox, we're in.
Yeah.
And that's all it takes.
They've got some openings too.
Amazon.
Or stream it, right?
Yep.
That's where everybody's going now. So
I don't think it's going to go away as quickly maybe as a lot of people think, right? Because of 2 things, exposure and dollars.
But would you care about watching the Super League as opposed to seeing those guys playing, say, the Memorial Tournament? I don't know.
I've rather watch the Memorial.
I think
that's
so
my
much
way
about
of golf
thinking.
is tradition.
Yeah.
The history. But things change, Harry. I'm not a big change guy, but I've seen the world does change, and even sometimes when you least expect it.
All right. I don't think we're done talking about the Super League, but hey, I've been wrong before. What? Once, twice? Back in a moment. Inside Golf continues. Stay with us.
For over 2 decades, First Tee has created experiences that build character. We believe every kid deserves to feel supported, safe to try something new, and to be prepared for what comes next. We develop their swing, but more importantly, their inner strength. Because we know what's inside doesn't just count, it changes the game. Come join us at First Tee.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Congratulations to the 4 winners of those GAP awards, and we'll be keeping a close look at the rest of the 2021 GAP season. And next week, we'll have a conversation with Pete Trenum, golf historian extraordinaire, as we'll discuss with him the life and legacy of John McDermott. If you don't know who John McDermott was, you'll want to tune in. He was a great player in American golf history and a native Philadelphian. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up, and we'll see you next time right here on Inside Golf. The 24th season of Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 50 courses, over 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee Greater Philadelphia, building game changers. The First Tee not only helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit firstteephiladelphia.org. By GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, a digital publication and private business network. Read the current issue free at jerseymanmagazine.com. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia PGA section, the experts in the game and business of golf, and celebrating their centennial year. Take time to thank your local men and women PGA professionals.